Hi folks, and welcome back to Fishing with Den. Well, here we are. I'm on a new venue. I was told about this by a friend of mine. I came down the other day, had a quick look and a quick flick. I won't tell you all the details of that. It was only a short session. I even tried to catch a few bass on a lure, which we'll probably come back to another day. But this is a backwater off the main river. It's still tidal. You can probably see a post down there which gives you the heights. That's probably going to get in the way at some point today, but we'll see. It's on private land, but luckily enough I've met the owner. Seems like a decent enough guy, and he's given me permission to fish here. So really not totally sure what to expect. Current at the moment is going that way a little bit. I think the first thing for it is just let's put a float out there and do a bit of plumbing up with the plummet. So I'm just going to start down here, right close in, just in case. And that's 18 inches, and it's all rocks, I believe, just down here. Still 18 inches. I did try the fish finder, but it's technology, and it decided not to play today. So let's go further. Yeah, getting deeper. Look, we're now got sort of 3 foot or so. I'll just work my way out slowly and see what happens. Yep, same again there. But even that's quite a reasonable depth, 3 or 4 feet. A bit further. And yeah, okay, that's a lot deeper there. And in fact there, it looks like there's some sort of quite a sharp drop off down there. That's me just on the bottom at 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit turns. So let's just have a quick look. I'll just push the float up a bit, take it up sort of foot to 18 inches, 30, 45 centimetres, something like that. And we'll just repeat the process. Oops. Yeah, that's obviously got deeper there. So it's now about close to 5 feet, I would say. A bit further. And it's obviously quite somewhat deeper there as well. Give it another 18 inches or so, 45 centimetres. See what happens there. I don't know about snags in this place. There are some logs just down to my right there which are caught up, but right, that's on the bottom there. That's well over 6 feet. Got a decent ways across. Okay, we're shallow again. Bring it back. That's about 6 feet there. Just touching bottom there. Yeah. So actually, I'm on the bottom. I'm not feeling any snags at the moment. He said touching wood. Now just there's a rise. So, question then today is, do I fish out in the main flow? Not that there is much at the moment, but or do I fish at the sort of 3 foot level? Let's go downstream a bit. See what happens down there. Oh wow, that's even deeper over there. Yeah. Yep. It seems to have a hollowed out area. And even there, that's me just touching bottom at that point. So it's obviously getting deeper as we go. Oh, caught up on some sort of muck or something. Okay, we'll just try one extra foot just to see where we're at. But to be honest, I think today I'm going to start off on a feeder, because then I know I'm on the bottom and I know where my bait's going, my feed's going. And we might just put the float across it at some point. Wow. Well, that's even deeper. Huh. Wow. Okay. Ah, there we go. Right, so I reckon for the float, if I fish about there-ish at the moment, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turns, unless it's much shallower just there. Let's just try that again. Yeah. Oh well, that oh well, say goodbye to the plummet, I reckon, Den. I knew there was rocks in here, but anyway, as I said, we'll start off on the feeder. This just proves there are some snags down there. I'll be back in a minute once I've got this off and we've got a bit of feed going in. Okay, well, I had to go up the bank a bit. There's obviously rocks or something down there, but got my tackle back. So I think the plan is we're going to fish a bit further down that way and hope there's not so many snags, or any snags for that matter. And that, let's just pull that back a bit, that is about 7.5 feet deep, something like that. We'll keep that in reserve then and put the feeder on. I'm using the smaller range of my feeders now. For those of you that watch the channel regularly, you'll know I made some extra large feeders and the standard range of small, medium and large. This is the large version of the small range, if you like, and I'm just going to put the 10 gram weight in the back of it, clip it on like that. And I'm experimenting a little bit. I've got the loop of wire here, or in this case it's not wire, it's just heavy duty line. I've actually got it set up so it's connected just in the middle of the feeder, just to see how that retrieves. I'll get some bait on, we'll get some feed in it, and as we're fishing we'll work out how that comes back. I've noticed that some of my other feeders have started, depending on the situation, they may sort of swirl a little bit as they come in. So this is just me experimenting with different holding positions. I've got a size 14 hook on, fairly standard. I'm just going to put 2 bits of corn on the hook, well it's actually on a hair rig. I've got a 6 pound bottom and an 8 pound main line. As you see, got the 2 bits of corn on there. I'll get a bit of pellet in, a little touch more corn, and we'll have a go at getting some feed into the swim and see how we go. As always, it's probably going to take 40 minutes or so, but you never know, sometimes you do get get bites fairly quickly on. I'm going to chuck it down the ways a little bit and I'm going to clip up. Think about there will do fine. Put it on the clip. Remember, this is the ACS clip, the automatic line clip system. Now this is a rod I haven't used for a short while. This is the Drennan Vertex, and the reason for that is that I've been fishing in warmer weather and it requires more bait. So I've been using the heavy duty rod, the Free Spirit CTX rod, along with the Matrix 5000 reel, and really been using those great big feeders. But right in the middle of winter now, although it's actually not a bad day at all today, so I've scaled down a bit. I've gone to that smaller feeder, put a bit less feed in, and on the Vertex rod. I love this rod actually, this Drennan Vertex. It's a 12-foot method feeder and it replaced the old 12-foot puddle chucker one, but to be honest, there's not a great deal of difference. If I remember properly, there's probably slightly larger rings, there may be a slight difference in something or other, but not really noticeable. But I suppose they had to update the old puddle chucker because it had been around for ages. I left that in for a few minutes and there was nothing obviously going to be there at that point. So what I've decided to do is, even though it's winter, I'm going to put 2 or 3 feederfuls in there just to see how we go. Lost a bit of bait, but that's okay. I'll come back in and we'll put some on next time around. fair old depth for a backwater, isn't it? Okay, I think one more, I'll put a bit more bait on and we'll get out there. Well, we're about half an hour in, and as I said, I haven't had a bite yet. Doesn't worry me, it could take easily up to an hour, but the current's starting to move quite reasonably down there. Excuse me. And what I'm thinking is, it seemed to be quite smooth down there. I know there's some rocks down here, but I've got a feeling it's a bit smoother just the other side of that post there. So I'm just trickling in a small amount of corn and a few pellets every now and then. Current's not really moving much, so it'll probably reach the bottom somewhere just past that post. And I think that really is going to be a bit of a problem for me, but we'll overcome that as and when we need to. I could fish right out in the deep area, but I've quite often find on these sort of backwaters that the fish often hang around in the really shallow water, probably only in 18 inches or 2 feet of water. So out there we've probably got 4 or 5 feet, maybe 4. We'll give that a go. Worst case, we'll start trotting down the inside of this pole and then we'll really have some problems. But we'll see how we go. GoPro, start recording. Well, it's something. It was a strange sort of bite, but it's something. Not really fighting. Just get away from that post down there. And that is an, hold on a minute and I'll tell you. It's an, oh, it's a carp. Just for a minute I thought it was an eel. And as you know, I hate eels. But it is a carp. Strange sort of a bite and a strange sort of a fight too. But then again, it is winter. And he's woken up in the net down there, look. But it's, oh, I don't know, £3 or so. Can't argue with it. Gonna get my knees wet. All right, fish, all right, keep still. Have to wake up now you're in the net. Not a huge fish. But hey, it's a fish. Okay, so first fish, and the tide is coming in and that little marker there is showing me that it's rising, and also the current is increasing just a little bit down in front of me. So I'll see how we go on this, but I do like to have a bit of a trot with a float, as you know. So I'm still just trickling in a little bit of bait just down in front of me there. Just get that trimmed. Literally sort of about there-ish. Not sure if I'll catch anything down there, but it'll be good fun. And certainly if I catch something, that post is definitely going to get in the way. Shame I can't actually find another swim to fish, but down there, this is a flood bank or a levee bank. And down there, a lot of it from the floods are sort of collapsed in, and it makes it really, really steep and too dangerous to try and go down when you're an old bloke and on your own, in the middle of a field, in the middle of nowhere. So I'm stuck with this swim for now. I might have another look down later on, but hey, at least I'm fishing and I'm catching a few fish. Well, one fish. Oh, that's got to be a bite, isn't it? That couldn't be anything else but a bite, could it? Excuse me. Well, at least it was a proper bite this time. I was in a quandary. I had to strike a few times back there when it was just those little bumps, but that's the thing with fishing. You give me a sort of a same sort of fight as the last one. Not one of those tear-offs like you get in the summer. I imagine in the summer it's going to be quite good here. Just scattering a load of fry down in front of me. Whoa, get out of there. He woke up right down under the bank there, look. And he's going for that pole. That's what happens when you look down, Den. Certainly woke up now, hasn't he? Well, that's 2 anyway. Can't be all bad. think he's a bit bigger as well. Maybe not, maybe 3.5 again, nothing special, but very welcome. Where's the hook gone? It's right at the back of his dorsal. There we are. Yep, same sort of size as before, look. Not huge. But it is a backwater, remember, although I must admit I am expecting to catch, well, I'm hoping to catch something rather larger than these, but we'll see. I've just looked down at my foot plate, and if I can pick this up, let's get it that way. This must have been in my net, my landing net, as I put that other fish in. I'm not sure what kind of fish it is. It's not a carp, but it's a nice silvery little fish. Look, we'll put him back to live another day. Stuck to my hand. Well, there's actually quite a few bits of fry down there, and now and then they scatter, so maybe there's something actually having a go for them. Oh, have we got some sort of movement on the tip? I think it might just be something dragging on it actually, but oh no, it could be a fish. I really don't know. Well, it's not just the feeder, that much I do know. Ah, there you go. It's a whatever that is. Some sort of pod or other. Let's have a quick look. Seen a few of these hanging around here. Like a hollow seed pod, I think, some variety. Oh well. Well, it wasn't a carp, was it? Still, I'm going to give it one more chuck, and then I've still been feeding just down in front of me for the float rod. So we'll see what happens on this chuck, and then we'll have a bit of a bash down on the float just to see, because I love float fishing on rivers. I don't get much chance to do it. Just get this back to where it was. It's actually a bit slow, but as I say, not really that much of a surprise because it is winter after all. And I think I'm fishing in the deeper area, so could it be, and I'm maybe wishful thinking here, could it be that they are in the slightly shallower area, which is probably only 4 feet or even 3 feet in places down there? And we'll find that out shortly, as I say. Right, tip's all trimmed up. Let's get back to concentrating on that. Alright, so had enough of that for a while. We'll let that settle down a bit. Got a bit of weed off the bottom, or grass or something, so let's clear that off and we'll have a go on the float. Now look, this is completely the wrong float to use on this river or on this backwater. This is the one I was using a few weeks ago, a few months ago now, when I caught those fish trotting down the edge on the main tidal river. It's 2 grams, 2 AAs thereabouts, split up into some number 4 shot as a bulk, 2 number 6s down, and a size 8 hook, and it's exactly the same rig as I was using because it was on the rod. Now it's got a very thick tip because I had to cope with flow on that one, but to be honest, if it works here, it works. We'll give it a go. I don't think the fish are going to be that fussed about a slightly thicker tip, but I can always change if I need to. But let's be lazy and see what we can catch on this size 8 hook. I've kept feeding down there, as I said. Oh, there we go. I did set this to the correct-ish depth not all that long ago, but there's hardly any flow, as you see. It's going down, but the tides come in, and I don't know if I'm on the bottom. Oh yes, I'm obviously on the bottom because I'm dragging. What I don't know is what the rocks are like down there. There's lots of them down here. Yeah, we're dragging. Doesn't seem too bad so far, but I need to be a little bit further out, I think. Yeah, maybe about there. it doesn't drop off until a little bit further out. Yep, still on the bottom, look. Now where I've been putting the bait would indicate to me that well. Come here, fish. Yeah, right then, you wish. It's a stickfish. Right, based on what I was just saying, I probably, to be over the bait, need to be further down that way. If it's going to be on the bottom, because there's hardly any current to drag things along, probably about there wouldn't be a bad place to hold it back. Let's see what happens anyway. Current's all over the place, as I say. I'm in this back eddy down here and it's coming in and out and in and out. We're trotting down okay now. We're not hitting the bottom, so that's quite good. Got no idea what's going to happen with that pole if I do catch something just down there. That's dragging. Whoa. Yeah, I think we've got rocks down there, so we may need to somehow fish the other side of that pole. Not quite sure how we're going to do that. Alright, well that debris has gone down from just inside here now, so I'm just gonna put it down there and see. And I don't know if you can see this, probably not. Yeah, I'm not catching bottom there, and I'm a lot further in. Alright, then you've been feeding the wrong place. The fish in these rivers are often quite close in, the carp anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of depth on. Shouldn't need much, I don't think. And just get to the point where I am touching bottom sort of thing. And I'll get some bait down there. And in the meantime, I'll go back to fishing the feeder again for a minute. But it's all working it out, isn't it? GoPro, start recording. That's a bite. That's a bite. Yeah. Kind of small, nodding type bites today rather than the pull rounds, apart from that one, of course. But this one feels a bit bigger. Using the current a bit more, and he's further up in the water. I think after this one, I'm going to try that swim that I was talking about, just between the post there and the bank. It seems to have a bit of a channel down there, and I've been feeding it for probably 20 minutes by now. This one's definitely fighting better than the other ones did. Hopefully somewhat bigger fish. It's not been frantic action today, has it, guys? There he is, look. You just don't go around that post. Just drag him up slowly up here. Where's he gone? He's fairly close to the post now, but he's coming. Oh, I think he's quite a good fish, this guy. Bit of a lumpington. No, don't be going down near that post. Oh, he's not as big as I first thought. Yeah, decent though. Decent fish. Alright, come on fish. It is time. Even in the winter. Don't go down there, fish. That's where I was going to fish. And he's right in the bank. What are you doing down there? Get out of it. He's right in the bank. What on earth is he doing? Come on, get out. Made a mess of that one, Dan. This guy's woken up now, isn't he? Big time. He just will not come out of there. Right, come on. Away from that post. I better give that swim a bit of a swerve for a few minutes and go back in on the feeder, I think, because I think with him crashing around in there, I probably need him to settle down again. But didn't he fight well, this guy? Almost like a summer fish. What a difference to the other two. I could have got him in the net the first time, I saved all this aggravation. Come on, he's going upstream now. Come on. Get him in head first this time, Dan. Yeah. Whew. Well, can't be bad. That's number 3. Oh, that's a good fish too. Yes, this is one of the bigger ones I was hoping for. Then he swallowed it, but let's get the disgorger out. Right, just put that down and see what we can show you. Oh, it's a good, probably, I would say probably £7 or so. What do you think? Nice thick fish. Oof, well, I'm definitely going to go back and have one more go on the feeder before I go down there. It's been pretty slow, as you've seen so far on the feeder, but again, it is winter. I'm on a new venue. I may be fishing in the wrong area. I'm just fishing in the deepest area that I can find, and there's a bit of current going across there now, but maybe I should be fishing further over towards the far bank next time if I can get that deeper fish finder working again. Oh, there we are, clipped up. If I can get that deeper fish finder working, I'll make a bit more of a map of the place. Just a bit annoyed today when it didn't work properly, or didn't work at all rather, it wouldn't connect. Right, just get this trimmed up and then we'll feed down there again. Literally, you can't see it yet, I know, but just down there. In fact, what I'll do, I'll move the camera a little bit for you, and when I start to fish down there, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. It's been out there a few minutes and it's not moved at all, so I'm thinking that we'll give that swim down the inside a go with the float. I'll bring this in then and move the camera, and I'll be back to you in just a few seconds once I've got the angle sorted out so you can see what I'm doing. I just hope I catch something down there. Okay, well, I've got the camera all repositioned and I'm hoping you can see across me between that post and the bank, because that's where I'm going to be. And if you can't see it on that camera, hopefully you should be able to see it on this camera. But all I'm going to do, once I've sorted myself out here, is just literally put it in down there and trot it through. That's where the most current is at the moment. There's some out in the middle, but there's not a huge amount of current anywhere, to be honest. That's where I need to be, somewhere about there. And I think that should be just about right. I'm going to hold it there, see what happens. I've kept feeding it, and it is moving down through. You can maybe see it just sort of moving along in the current. I just hope I'm catching all the action properly with this one down here. It's very difficult to tell when you're just using a phone to see what you're doing. It's actually moving through reasonably. Should be on the bottom, but it doesn't seem like it's dragging, so I'm hoping it's that kind of mud that you may be able to see down there, just that sort of slimy stuff which doesn't have too many rocks in it. Again, look, I'm not catching on the bottom, so it's surprisingly deep down. Oh, just catching now. So maybe it scours it out down to about there, and that's the deep bit from there onwards. This bottom's really all over the place. Oh, there's a bite, I think. Yeah, well. Now what? Which way round the post then? Come on, fish. Don't mess with me. Which way are you going? Okay, back that way then. Oh, on the post. I told you this post was going to be fun. Now he's round the other side of the post. Oh, well. Oh, come on, fish. Come on. Get out of the way of that post. Get out of it. Oh, for crying out loud. This wasn't the best, was it? It's the only place I could figure to get the current. Oh, come on, fish. Oh, now he's tangled himself up in his fins. Right. Whew. There he is, he's loose again. Well, I'm surprised I got that one out. Mind you, we haven't got him yet, have we? But that was a good bite. And a bit of fun. Well, that's 4. Yes, you can have a laugh at my expense, guys. Why not? Not huge, but that was some good fun. Again, probably one of those 3-pounders, look. Maybe 2.5. Well, after all that, will I catch some more? I'll do a bit of feeding and we'll see. Now, which way are you going? That's it, come up this way. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. No, round that post. That's better. That's more like it. Go off that way. Oh, where is he? Well, at least he's over there now. Whew. Nice smooth pull under there. It could have actually looked like it was a snag on the bottom at one point, but I wasn't sure, so I just lifted into him and there he was. But at least we're having 1 or 2 down there, and it's great fun. Whoa. Right, oh, he's actually quite a small fish, really. Come on, fish. There we are. I've moved the rod rest so you can see. So I've had to prop it under my backside. Yeah, I'd say 2.5 pounds. Just got a shell of a bit of sweet corn left. So what's that, 5? Can't be bad. Yeah. Had to be a snag. So we can pull it from another angle. Oh, hang on, I'm still connected to the charger. Look, see where we're at. Yeah, it was definitely a snag, all right. Whew. The problem with these tidal rivers, there's sticks all over the place. And that didn't help the fishing, did it? Oops, now it falls off. Right, I'll give it another few minutes and then I think time to make tracks for home. An enjoyable day. We'll do that one more cast thing, eh? Could have been worse though, at least I got my hook back. Right, maybe a little bit out in the current, just a fraction maybe. Out round a stick. Oh no, we're okay. Floating debris everywhere. Well, it's not looking like I'm going to get many more bites, if any. I did say this would be the last cast. But yeah, 5 fish, middle of winter. Can't be bad. And the best part is, it's a new venue. And I always love to fish new venues. I've got the place to myself. It's lovely and quiet. Odd train in the background, but really, what a great place. I'll be back here as soon as the weather warms up again, and probably well before that too. Just got to do something about that post in the water there. But hey, like I say, it's been a great day. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I've really enjoyed the fishing, and so at that point I suppose all that's left to say is that's it. Bye for now.